How are we doing today, guys? Thank you once again for joining me on Viper 9 Toy Videos. Today, I have a little something that I'm going to be doing on the channel. I did a post on my Facebook and Instagram the other day asking if I should open a bunch of these smaller vehicles that I have been laying around. And I got the general consensus of yes. So I'm doing a little run. It'll be 3 different vehicles on, you know, just these little smaller vehicles, kind of reminiscent of like the old mini rigs from Star Wars Kenner line back in the 80s. This one here, you do see a lot of the Barc speeder around in Star Wars, the Clone Wars, some in the movies, but this is Barc speeder with Clone Commander Cody. This one is from the Star Wars Clone Wars. And one thing that they did that I really like is the package converts into a diorama. So as soon as you get it open, you can tear apart the package. You know, it's got little instructions right there on how to do so, to where you can actually turn the packaging into a nice little diorama, like for photo shoots and stuff like that. And I really dig that. I'm sure, you know, that I have a couple already, so it's like really is a little bit of a pain in the neck to keep all of these cardboard boxes for dioramas, but they look really cool. So let's see here. I'm trying to find the best method of getting this guy open. Let's see, was that enough? Did I get it? Aha! I did get it. So yeah, as you can see, kind of back there, I'm not going to go ahead and open that up for the diorama right now. Maybe I will. First, let's go ahead and get the toy out of the packaging so we can look and talk about it. But I might go ahead and do that up just so we can take a look at it. So here is, is he rubber banded in? He is rubber banded in. Pesky rubber bands. Let's see if we can go ahead and get. Oh my goodness. That rubber band was still dedicated to his job. So we do got Clone Commander Cody, and then we got the Barc speeder. Huzzah! So they've done several different designs of Barc speeders for the Clone Wars cartoon, a couple for the movies. And unfortunately, there are some of them, like kind of the rip roar thing where you pull on the tab and the bike goes vroom, and then a handful of other things. This one here is painted up for the 212 clone troopers. So it has the yellow, the 212th, which was Obi-Wan Kenobi's battalion. It does have a kickstand that pops out there, and another one that drops down there, so you can get the bike to kickstand up and sit very nicely. Don't know if you noticed it or not, but without the kickstand, the bike kind of wants to tip back just a little bit. And I did notice it has a little bit of a swivel headrest, so that's kind of interesting. Go ahead and get that. Boom. The Commander Cody himself, I don't do much of the Clone Wars figures just because a lot of these guys come out a lot more cartoony. I prefer the little bit more live action figures and proportions and everything. But this Cody, so he does have the Clone Wars cartoon head, removable helmet, as you saw. And his shoulder articulation, a little bit hindrance due to the antenna on his shoulder. But the other shoulder is actually really good. Oh, single ball joint neck, by the way, on that. Well, it looks like he's suffering from a little bit of the discoloration, maybe, of the figures from the early 2000s. Or maybe that's just battle. Could just be battle wear on his armor. Really decent elbow articulation, not the greatest, but it's okay. And then he does have wrist rockers. He has one vertical and one horizontal wrist rockers. He has the mid-chest swivel, as well as just a T crotch. not great knee articulation. Hardly moves at all. As you can see, it's kind of from the armor and the sculpt in the calf right there. And just standard ankle. I don't think they really had rockers at that point. If they did, Hasbro hadn't been told about it yet. So he's supposed to sit there on the bike. The articulation is a little bit of a hindrance on that because he just has a ball joint hips on that. So let's see if he... No, so Cody himself does not want to sit on this bike very well at all. As you can see, just because of his hip articulation, he's not wanting to go on. So this Cody will more than likely be replaced with one of the vintage collection Codys that they've done, either vintage collection or, what is it, the Legacy. I think they're the exact same sculpt. So that's real unfortunate that he comes with the Barc speeder, but he doesn't fit on the Barc speeder. And as you can see, his handle of his blaster is really, really warped from being there in the packaging. So a little bit of a bummer on that, but, you know, like I said, I didn't buy it for the Cody. I bought it for the Barc speeder to have the 212 Barc. Let's see what we can do. It says the packaging itself is just simply removable. Let's see if we can get this diorama apart real quick so we can take a look at it. So peg, peg, peg. Cut, cut, peg, peg, peg. Ah! Don't drop the knife. Come on, almost there. Wow, for like 20-year-old tape, it's still holding really well. There you have it. I think we're supposed to tear along the perforated edge here. Just want to tear it away, that way you don't tear it into the diorama. There you go. So the packaging gets thrown away, and then boom, you have a diorama to set your Barc speeder on to make it look like it's right there in the battles. Or you can go ahead and you can stand your Clone Commander up on it. Yeah, like I said, they're super cool, super good idea. There's a couple of the vehicles, larger vehicles, that has done this particular thing throughout the Star Wars line. And right there, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave that with hit that like, smash that follow if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.